Hey Kenneth, it's Kurt. So I found that bug again where he goes flat, and I'm going to show you. I'm going to scrub through and show you what my animation does. I was basically building off of that other one that I was made where he runs across, boom, hits the thing, boom, hits it again, soup bowl appears. This is all fine. Then he flips around, pivots, does a little like, huh, what's that? Checks it out, and then runs over to look at it. A vase appears, which he's going to punch, and then he's going to fly up normal, and he'll do that in the animation. I have some soup bowls come down on him, and he disappears. Now, right here's where it gets interesting. I added a second Poe. Obviously, I just took that one Poe off stage to make it look like he was kind of like disappearing. And so what I did is I keyframed a new Poe to appear here as if he's sort of flying down in this spot. And he does that until he gets right here and something gets weird. Watch him. I did a standing pose originally right here where he's supposed to just go vertical, but instead he stands on his belly. Like it's like he got screwed up in Z-axis space. And then what happens is I had other stuff scripted here which was working before, but now he does this weird nosedive right here. Instead of doing a punch, he actually punches down at the ground. And then he does this weird thing where he pivots out of that. He was supposed to just go to a flying pose, but he ends up kind of in this weird sort of intermediary stage where he kind of like is in a vertical position, semi-vertical there, and then does a normal fly off. And now I'll play you the animation and look what it does when it does its play. That's all fine. No problem. Cool. What's that? And then here's where it's going to get a little funky after this second Poe. It's something appearing with the second Poe. He falls. He doesn't fly. Did you see that? Isn't that bizarre? Here, I'll play that part again just so you can see it. It's so weird. I wish I could fast forward through this part, but I'll just let it roll. There he's dead, sort of just like flat. Super weird. So I don't know if that helps you in debugging, but something to do with bringing that second Poe in. He got confused at some point about where he was supposed to stay vertical, like, up and down, straight up and down, and somehow got flipped into, and I think I don't know how. It's weird. Anyhow, I thought I'd show it to you just so you could see it and maybe see a little of the reconstruction in the timeline, because you can really kind of see what happens. What the scrub thinks he's doing is actually different than what he ends up playing. When he's coming down, he's like, oh, it's fine. I'm doing my falling. But it's weird that he doesn't actually do that for some reason. And then right here, that's what's weird, where he's just like, whoop, wait, what happened? Like, from the logic point of view that I can't actually get him to do that intentionally. So somehow in this little transition, maybe it's an overlapping because it's a new Poe with a second keyframe line. Maybe it's getting confused where they're intersecting, possibly. And he's kind of he thinks he's supposed to go vertical because he's running over the vertical timeline. And so right here, instead of flipping back up to straight right, I don't know, somehow that little, crisscross there between the keyframe paths somehow maybe is causing it. I don't know. I'm totally grasping at straws, but anyhow, that's the bug. I'll post this to YouTube.